Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with your free pick in the Rockets versus Jazz NBA matchup on Saturday, March 23rd, 2024. If you like all the free picks we do at Pickdawgz, you'll love our premium picks, our best bets. Use the discount code PICK for 15% off. We also have products meant for people who make big bets, people with big bankrolls looking for that one-on-one concierge-style service. We offer those products. They're just not available on the website, so you have to text the number you see on the screen. So if you make big bets like I do, just go ahead and text that number. But let's get to this one. Rockets taking on the Jazz. The Rockets trying to get back to 500, 34-35 on the season, while the Jazz 29-41 on the year, just 9-26 straight up on the road, and 15-20 against the number. While the Rockets, just saying those road numbers, and I was just they just remind me of the Atlanta Hawks, I guess. And when you see the Rockets 24-11 at home this season and 24-10-1 in relation to covering the number, they are 9-1 in their last 10 games. The Rockets started the season really hot, kind of mucked around in the middle of the season, and now at the end of the year, we're seeing them turn it on again. And I think where the Rockets have done their best work is clearly at home, and they're up against a Jazz team that just has never fired on the road. And the thing is, since the All-Star break, they haven't fired at all. They're just 2-8 straight up, and 5-5 though against the number. We look at how it's all going for these two teams. They played each other on January 20th, the only meeting this season. It was in Houston. It was a tightly contested game, 127-126. The Jazz were 2-point dogs in that one, so that was one of their road covers that they got this season. When we look at the Rockets coming in, like I said, absolutely red hot. They have won 7 games in a row. It's 9 of their last 10. Most of these games have not been against the contender teams. In fact, the one loss over these last 10 games was against the Los Angeles Clippers. Last time out, they beat the Bulls, though, who were headed, probably for a play-in game in the Eastern Conference. And they also have a win over the Cavaliers, but outside of that, it's the Wizards and the Spurs and the Wizards again. They did also beat the Sacktown Kings 112-104. That game was in Sacramento. That was back at the beginning of the month. We look at Utah, like I said, just a mess this season on the road, and they've now lost 4 games in a row. They've drawn a little bit of a tougher stretch here, playing the Timberwolves and the Thunder and the Mavericks in the recent games. So certainly not getting the favorable conditions, but that's the deal in the NBA. You kind of got to play everyone. When we look at the Jazz offense, nothing that jumps off the page at you here, especially that three-point shooting at just 35.6%. That's good enough for 21st in the NBA. Meanwhile, for the Rockets, the defense, the defensive rankings have dropped over the course of the season. And, as we saw the Rockets hit that rough stretch, we saw those rankings drop. But still 5th best in the NBA in shooting percentage against, and still second best in three-point shooting against, teams shooting 34.8% against the Rockets from beyond the perimeter. I just think that in this scenario, I think the Jazz are pretty decent on the boards on the offensive side. It's because they miss a lot of shots, and so they get a lot of opportunities. But I think at the same time, I just think the Rockets at home are at their best. The Jazz on the road are at their worst. And while the first meeting of these two teams was close, it was a while ago, and the Jazz were playing a lot better then. I'm going to take the Rockets, and that's going to be my free pick. Of course, while you're doing your picks, putting your bets in, be sure to use our free betting tools at sportschatplace.com. 100% free, and they'll help put you on the most favorable bets on the board today.